Welcome to Warhammer Warscroll Review. In this video, we'll be taking a look at the Brayherd's Warscroll, the Beastlord.
Warscroll Review.
The Beastlord often serves as the Brayherd's general. The Lord has an average movement of 6 inches, but below average in durability, at 5 wounds and a 4-up save. The model is a choice between 3 melee weapon loadouts. They include 2 Man-Ripper axes, a Man-Ripper axe and a Bray shield, and a Man-Render Great Axe. The Man-Ripper axe offers 6 attacks at rend and damage 1. Taking 2 of them allows the model to reroll 1s to hit. The shield gives the model a 3-up save in the combat phase. The Man-Render Great Axe, on the other hand, has 3 attacks with rend and damage 2. I'd say the Great Axe is the better choice in most cases. The shield only protects the character in the combat phase, meaning in shooting it will still have a flimsy 4-up save. Most 5 wound support characters get killed in the shooting phase, making the shield often useless. The Great Axe has the same damage potential, but a better rend, giving it a slight edge. The Beastlord has a couple special abilities. One is called Hatred of Heroes. This rule lets the Lord reroll failed wound rolls when it targets a hero. If the Beastlord is the general, it can also use its command ability, Grizzly Trophy. The ability has a major drawback of only being able to be used if the Beastlord slayed a model in the turn before. If it did, all Brayherd units within 16 inches add 1 to charge, run, and hit rolls. Obviously, this is pretty damn good if it activates, but that is a big if. Getting support characters in range to do their thing without getting shot to pieces can often be a challenge in Age of Sigmar, but having the added provision of slaying a model the turn before to grant its buff is quite limiting. There are a few uses for this character, however, and it's only 80 points, so having the chance to pump up your models may be worth the low cost. The Beastlord has a few uses, but most of them are in a Brayherd's faction or a Chaos Grand Alliance that mostly consists of Brayherds. Firstly, in a Brayherd's allegiance, the Beastlord would benefit from their battle trait Ambush. This ability can be used to set up a Brayherd's unit in reserves to be deployed in the player's first movement phase, 6 inches from a board edge and 9 inches from an enemy. It's a pretty neat ability, but it is somewhat limiting if the opponent is ready for it and deploys accordingly. If they deploy in a way where you cannot ambush along their back line, the Brayherd's player is really limited on where they can put their models. Beastlords are tiny models with a small footprint, meaning the opponent would have to be extremely meticulous in order to keep this model out of their back lines. Unfortunately, it would have to complete a 9-inch charge to not be a complete sitting duck after the ambush. In a Brayherd's army, the Beastlord has a few useful command traits at its disposal. Malevolent Despoiler would prevent the opponent from claiming a cover save bonus within 12 inches of the general. Massive Beastlord increases the model wound characteristic to 6. Sign of the Dark Gods is a great command trait and would make the Beastlord a wizard, teaching the model Arcane Bolt and Mystic Shield. The other pretty interesting trait is Bestial Cunning. This allows the Brayherd's player to keep up to half of the models in ambush for turn 2's movement phase. This trait gives the player a bit more flexibility on where their models will be going and forces the opponent to either stay in position to deny you space to deploy behind them or move forward. Brayherd artifacts are not extremely attractive, but there are a few that are worthwhile. The Herdstone Axe is actually pretty powerful, but only triggers on a 6 after dealing a wound to a model and not slaying it. If the player does roll a 6, the model is slain outright. This is really good, but just too unlikely to work when you need it. The Fester Pelt is boring but not bad. It heals a wound back in each of the Brayherd's hero phases. This will probably work pretty well with Massive Beastlord. Bray Blast Trumpet is also a pretty good ability, even though it is fairly awkwardly worded. It says, add 1 to hit rolls made for any friendly Brayherd unit within 18 inches of this model if it used the Ambush battle trait to arrive on the battlefield in the same turn. So does the Brayherd unit have to be arriving from ambush, or the Beastlord? Let me know in the comments how you roll this ability. The final artifact that is interesting is the Rune of the Insatiable Beast. This item adds 2 to charge rolls and allows the model to reroll hit rolls. On a Beastlord, this could be somewhat effective on a turn the model ambushes, making that unlikely 9-inch charge a more reliable 7-inch charge. Having a Beastlord in ambush with the rune could force the opponent to deploy more defensively than they'd like to ensure the Beastlord doesn't hit anything important. If the opponent doesn't protect their important support characters, the Beastlord can make a decent shot at taking them out. Some brave Brayherd's players may even want to make this model their general to try to go off their command ability in the second turn. Drop this Beastlord forward and have it kill something first turn, running the rest of the army as close as possible to try to be within 16 inches. If the Beastlord can survive until the next turn, its command ability may trigger, creating quite the follow-up strike. This tactic may be a bit better if the Beastlord's ambush is delayed until turn 2 with the Bestial Cunning command trait, potentially allowing more models to get into range of the Grizzly Trophy buff. The Beastlord's command ability feeds into making units faster, thus it works well with Gores and Bestigores, who can run and charge, obviously gaining 2 extra inches instead of 1. Ungor Raiders can also make use of the ability by giving them a bit more accuracy and mobility, since they can run and shoot. The Great Bray Shaman also synergizes nicely with the Beastlord, giving nearby units an extra 3 inches to their movement. If the Beastlord is able to deliver on Grizzly Trophy and augment a nearby Gore or Bestigore unit that is also near a Great Bray Shaman, they would have a 12 plus 3d6 threat range. On average, the player will be charging the unit around 22 inches. The Beastlord can also be included in the Wildstalker Brayherd Warscroll battalion. The Warscroll includes the Beastlord and quite a few other units. The battalion is expensive and will likely comprise your whole army, so it may not be worth it, but it does give models within 16 inches of the Beastlord an extra attack and reroll 1s to wound. The battalion can also be kept in reserves and deployed just like Ambush. Unfortunately, the Beastlord really doesn't fit well in a non-Brayherd army, and unless it has the Rune of the Insatiable Beast, really probably shouldn't be taken unless it is the army general, making it a bit limited in use. The Beastlord receives a 2 out of 5. Its command ability is great, but really requires some finesse to pull off, and that's effectively the model's only use. The low score isn't to say it's useless, as it's such a small investment. What do you think of the Beastlord? What Warscrolls would you like to see reviewed next on the channel? Let me know your thoughts, answers, and questions in the comments below, and thanks for watching.